I'm here with our tiebreaker, Walt Gibler. Hey, Walt.
How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, I'm glad you could be our tiebreaker. I feel like
Absolutely.
I know what you're gonna say, but I'll ask you the question. So
Sure.
Walt is from Coldwell Banker in Cincinnati, and you have a team there. So
I do.
we're wondering, Walt, does it matter what kind of car you drive?
I think the car is a direct representation and extension of who you are as a person. So I think it absolutely matters 100%.
Tell us, like, okay, so you have these newer agents on your team, or you bring agents on your team, and what do you do? Like, have you ever had an instance where like their car is terrible?
So we have not. And how I look at it is
You
it's a
give them a
scale.
car when they come on your team.
What's that?
The Walt Gibler car. You should give them
Exactly
a
right.
car.
Like the Mary Kay, how they get cars. That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
exactly. Oh my
Exactly.
God, it's perfect.
Exactly right. No, I think it's overall, I think it's a scale, right? And so you can't be on this super low end. You can't have a beater 1973s, whatever.
Right.
But I don't think you can also have the opposite end. I think you can have too high end of a car as well, unless you are the high end. That's your main demographic, then I think you're fine. But even if you have a 2007 Camry,
Yeah.
it has to be cleaned. So before you ever go meet up with a client,
Yeah.
it better look spotless, even if it's an older car, because I think that shows that a lot of the times when you're going on these listing appointments and they're calling you, hey, I saw your ad on Zillow, or I saw you on Zillow, or I saw your sign out somewhere. They've
Right.
never actually met you in person. They don't know who you are.
Right.
You show up, they're going to check out your car. The same kind of way you want to go into the meeting dressed sloppily. You want
Right.
to look put together. It's the same kind of thing with your car.
So it sounds like though you're saying it's more important that it's clean as long as the car's within like a range.
Correct.
I mean, we have to ask you, what do you drive?
So I drive a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Of course you do, Walt. And what do you think that says about you?
uh, that little bit of class, but a little bit of fun as well. So I try to tiptoe. And it's honestly one of those things I put a lot of thought into it before I started getting into it, of what car and how did it give it off. And
Mhm.
even down to the point of my rims, I have dark rims, and I actually didn't even like that because I think it
Is it
gives
like
off
a blacked out Cherokee?
it's all white blacked out windows and then dark rims.
Okay. You got like a drug dealer car, Walt.
So somewhere between a drug dealer and too high end is where I was going for.
I
So
got it. It worked.
but yeah, so it's one of those that I have an unlimited pass to a car wash. And so before I ever go see a client, especially if it's for the first time, I'm always going through there. So I get my car wash probably 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I agree with you. I think like a clean car is critical.
Yes.
I mean, I know there's a lot of agents that like live inside their car basically,
Yes.
right? And the inside is trash. What do you think
Yep.
about the inside?
So fortunately, my car is new enough that I haven't had time to trash it.
Nice.
I'm not going to say I'm the cleanest person in the world, but I like to think that within like 2 or 3 minutes, I could get it ready to have a client step in and sit there if I needed to.
Okay. I
So
like it.
now what about this? I missed it. What do you drive?
I drive an Acura TLX. It's new,
Okay.
but I only drive that. I normally drive a Lexus ES 350.
Okay.
But Acura is the only one that would give me like a short-term lease because I didn't know that I would be in the US for so long.
Got it. Okay.
But I'm with you. I think there's a range. And I do think that the car that you drive does represent you.
Yes.
But I know a lot of people don't care about cars. Like, I love cars. Like, they
Mhm.
even have this really cool car museum in Naples, Florida. I don't know if you ever get down there. I like to
I
call
go to
it
Marco Island all the time,
Marco.
but I've
Okay.
never been to the car museum in Naples though.
It's so good. Well, Naples is like southern Cincinnati. That's the only reason that I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ridiculously high end too.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think the range is good. But I mean, I know great agents that drive cars that I don't even want to ride in, you know? And then
Yeah.
agents that drive cars because I don't want to ride in them because they're so bougie.
Yeah. 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 I think you show up to a G wagon to a house that you're trying to list for 130,000 and you're asking for your commission. They may say, do you really need that? Or this might not be the type of person.
Interesting. I think we should interview like the homeowners and see if that's really what people are thinking, or is that just like our perception of what they're thinking? You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. I think it would be an interesting take. And I think it's one of those things that, depending on how many people you polled, to your point, probably not a lot of people care, but there are definitely going to be those some
Yeah,
that
I think it's
that'll
cool. I think it does depend on if you like cars or not too, but I'm not sure. I don't
yeah.
know. That's kind of
Which
like
is that,
the
which is then comes back to our point of, if you don't like cars, then it's just about having a clean car, no matter what it is.
exactly. So if people, I know you're always looking for good team members, right?
Absolutely.
So if people are interested in maybe exploring being on your team, or they have a referral for you in Cincinnati, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Sure. So we have our website. It's thegiblerteam.com, Gibler, or it's just Walt at thegiblerteam.com if you wanted to email me. But yeah, it's always fascinating. I'm actually up here at Nemacolin Resort here in Pennsylvania right now for the President's Club retreat. And it's awesome getting to mastermind kind of with these top agents here and just pick their brain. So I'm always for, doesn't matter how productive or how many houses you sell. I think no matter what scale you're on or where you're at in your business, I think it's always interesting to hear different people's perspectives. So I'm always about connecting and collaborating.
Awesome. Well, if you're at the President's Club retreat, that means you won that award. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, have a good rest of the day. Have fun at the retreat.
I appreciate it. And thanks for the opportunity to be on here.
See ya.
Take care.